Hello. In this video, I'll be explaining one of the mistakes that students make during the exams, especially when they are handling computation questions or subject, right? Especially accounting students, you realize that they become so very careful as they are computing in the initial stages of the exam. You find that someone is trying to be too careful in understanding the numbers to make sure that all the computations are accurate and there are no errors. You realize that a student will be punching the calculator 3, 2, or more times. All right? And the reason is very simple. It's because of probably maybe lack of confidence in what they punched earlier. So you realize that somebody will be punching the calculator for the same question 2 or 3 times instead of just doing it once. What does that mean? It simply means that you are writing one paper 2 or 3 times because it is taking you twice the effort. And this is very unusual as one is studying or they are preparing for the exam or they are just in class. You realize that when they are computing for their own practice and exercise, you realize that you will be punching the calculator once. But when you get into the exam, you don't want to make mistakes because you know this is the exam and you really want to be very accurate and you don't want to make mistakes. So you realize that you will be calculating or performing computation 2 or 3 times, forgetting that it is taking you twice or 3 times the effort just to respond to one question or one paper. All right. So for me, I take it that a student actually wrote one exam twice the effort. You realize that by doing so, you are actually running out of time, especially when the invigilator begins to indicate that there is 1 hour remaining or 30 minutes remaining. That's when you see everybody in the exam room trying to panic and trying to rush for time, but they would have already lost the time during their first computations. So you need to be careful and you need to be familiar with your calculator. You need to be practicing from time to time and avoid buying a different type of a calculator probably maybe a day or 2 days before the exam because you're not familiar with the buttons. You don't know where the square is, you don't know where this and that. So in trying to navigate, you realize that you lose quite considerable time. But if you are using the calculator that you've been using from time to time, my best advice is that learn to take chances and risks in the exam by performing computation just once. By performing computation just once. I know this doesn't sound right, but this is the way you get to catch up with time during the exam. Remember, you might be writing a 3 hours paper, and then if you are computing or performing computation twice or 3 times, you are actually losing time. So the best way to save time is to compute just once and trust. I know this is a risk, but then it will help you cover quite a number of questions in the exam before time comes to an end. It is very painful to see people panicking in the exam when the invigilator says there is 30 minutes remaining of time. You will see quite a lot of people panicking, and most of them you would tell to say they are confident to answer the questions that are remaining, but they just don't have time. So you realize to say the last questions probably you are conversant and you are competent, you are capable of calculating, but you wasted a lot of time in the initial questions because you were trying to be too careful to verify the numbers to make sure that everything is accurate, and it's more painful to just leave the questions that you actually have the knowledge and you are competent about just like that because you've run out of time. Thank you.